really don't either because I hate those.
Oh, what the passion.
I can't stand them. As he slurps his coffee into the broadcast. Welcome to UnpauseIt Weekly. Can everyone see me?
Can everyone hear me? I can't even talk. I need more coffee.
Yeah.
All right, more coffee.
Does everybody recognize where that line is from? If you do, put in the comments.
I love that actor.
Kenneth Branagh, one of my faves. I loved him long before you. Like before you loved him. I'm just saying. I did love him before I loved you. It's not.
Well, maybe other things that we've said.
Yeah.
So,
dude. All right. Well, let's kick things off. We got Endgame tickets.
We have our Endgame tickets, and I had a chance to get the very first show, 6 o'clock Thursday. But then I was like, wait a minute. I'm in class 6 o'clock Thursday. Well, maybe we'll do a 10 o'clock
He has ethics. He's not going to skip class for Endgame.
Yeah, seriously. I'm going to be so busy. I'm not going to see any of the spoilers. I'm going to be off the internet.
He's pulling a spider. He's pulling a Peter Parker. He's going to go to class instead of trying to prioritize the Avengers over class.
Yeah, well, this one, there's a big presentation I have to do, so I can't just skip out of this class.
That's true.
However, the kids also have school Friday.
Truth. Yeah, we don't want to kill them with it, you know?
Right. So, yeah, we're going Friday.
Yeah.
I had a chance to get the 6 o'clock tickets, had it in the queue. I'm like, well, we'll just back out. So I didn't have that much problems. And that was at one of our 170 millimeter screen here in Denver, the Continental. Mm-hmm. Huge screen. Not the IMAX, but 70 mil. So it's huge. They had tons of tickets.
Yep.
Tons of tickets left. And they may have had problems with their sites from other places, but we had it. Alamo Draft House is where we're going. Shout out to Alamo Draft House.
We do give a shout out to Alamo. We love them because they make it such a special experience every time you go, and you get like themed menu items. You don't have to sit through 17 previews that have nothing to do with your movie.
Right.
Awesome.
I'm assuming that they're going to probably scale back the previews at Alamo because they can do that.
And it's a really long movie.
And the kids actually requested to go to Alamo. So they could not have done the late show at Alamo, period. Like, I don't think they would have been good for that one. Even at 6 o'clock on a Thursday. So we're going to be a little bit behind the schedule on that one. But we have tickets. And Alamo, even with a higher Fandango thing, because their site did crash.
Yes. Did everybody notice the internet went down pretty much if you were like trying to do anything with Endgame tickets?
So I had to go to Fandango. Alamo redirected me to Fandango. Alamo was like, we're sorry. Kind of, I can't remember what they said, but our site's having difficulties. It's up at Fandango. Then I read Fandango was down, but I didn't have a problem with that. It was like, geez.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But I would say right here, right now, stay away from AMC, Regal, even though that Continental's a Regal, United Arts, the big chains. You know, Alamo's getting to be a big chain, but they still feel small. They still are what we like insofar as it's a catered experience. It's a movie experience. We spend more money there usually than we do at the AMCs because the tickets are so much. We never buy popcorn or things like that at those places.
That's right.
Unless we get a showing, you know, through someplace and we go there for like a press release or something, we'll buy something for the theater there just to throw some, you know, support that way.
Well, and Alamo's been great. Like we'll go there, and when we saw Infinity War there, they were totally fine with us interviewing people afterward when we were very discreet because we were like that first showing, and we everybody was like, you know, the trauma that happened with that. So, but yeah, we were able to interview there. So we really liked that. But we, again, do love the Continental. We have a lot of history at the Continental Theater. If you've got a favorite theater in Denver, let us know in the comments. I first saw my first movie at the Continental at Hampton in I-25.
Hold the phone here. You got a favorite theater no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Or even if you are in Denver and you have a favorite theater somewhere else, let us know.
Yeah. Pop the link up in the comments. Continental at I-25 in Hampton. My first movie there was Terminator 2.
I've seen so many movies there when it was just the one screen. It was old school. So you'd walk in, there would be a box office to get into the building, and then there would be a concession stand. And then you would go either side of the concession stand into the giant 70 millimeter screen. Yeah. I remember seeing the Abyss director's cut there the first time.
Oh, that's
and getting like seasick because it was like, whoa.
That's a great screen to see Abyss on. That was such a good movie.
Yeah. So places like that are pretty cool. But we do have Endgame tickets.
We hope you have yours. I did hear a rumor that they were going for $5,000, $10,000 on YouTube, on eBay after people had bought them because
for first showings.
Yep, for those first showings.
I wonder if that's even true. We could probably pull that up and look at that.
I bet it's true. Well,
listing it, but were they actually selling?
I know.
For that?
Did they close that sale? We don't know. It was kind of satisfactory to me. It was like a cherry on top of the affirmation that superheroes matter. I think I relayed to you that I have a coworker who supports my love of superheroes and had my back with something where we had couple people at work who were like, are superheroes even relevant today? And he's like, well, if you Google anything, superheroes are kind of the top 9 of 10 of anything on Google searches. And, and plus then Endgame broke the internet. So
I wonder if we Googled something right now, we just said shoes or famous shoes. And
what kind of shoes is Tony Stark wearing and blah, blah, blah.
I wonder.
Yeah. So we're excited about that. Usually we do try to get advanced screening. They are not giving those out for Endgame. They don't need to.
What was the thing? It was one of the ticket sales sites. I don't know if it's Fandango or one of those other online pre-sale sites. Said that the previous record holder for pre-sales was The Force Awakens, right? For 24 hours, it sold X amount. I don't remember what the number was. But Infinity War obliterated that in 6 hours. Now, I'm going to get my soapbox here for a minute.
Everybody sit back and here we go.
Relax.
You're like, I don't mean to offend anybody, but
here we go. The Continental Theater right there for 4 of us, 2 kids, 2 adults, was a little over $70, right?
Yeah.
So I want to see no longer box office results in dollars. I want to see it in tickets sold.
Ooh, head count, right?
Just completely
Interesting.
Change the industry, make it tickets sold. Because you can't compare anything. Because if you adjust for inflation and adjust the prices, Gone with the Wind is still right up
That's really true.
when they were 25-cent tickets.
That's right.
So I want to see tickets sold as the demarcation, because one theater will charge $20 per seat if they have an IMAX and an experience and things like that. Alamo Drafthouse, another shout out. It was like $15, I know, right? Which is still a little high, but we can get a picture of beer.
Can I also, I have a huge shout out for them. And we did a major shout out too. Again, let's just give a bunch of shout outs. Do you remember I had like a bunch of flight delays when I was trying to get back and see it? And you kept having to call Alamo and be like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, there was like plane problems, whatever. And like we had tickets to a show. I can't remember what show that was. It wasn't Avengers. It was another show.
Was it Deadpool? Or was it Deadpool 2?
It might have been Deadpool.
I think it was Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also see that.
Yeah, it was around Christmas. It was right around December.
I don't know when Deadpool 2 came out, but I think it was May. I'm not even 100% sure. But whatever movie it was, I go in and I'm like, hey, I need to exchange it. They're like, here you go. Pick a show.
Right?
They're totally cool about it.
That was so cool. I was like, thank you. Because it was out of my power. And I was like, oh my God. I think we went right from the airport right to the theater to see whatever movie that was. I think it was Deadpool 2.
Hey now. No more whispering.
I think it was Deadpool 2.
Oh, so this TV behind me. The kids are down here playing something on there. They're playing Switch or something like that. And they're like, and I'm trying to read over here, but I'm not working. I'm not like needing silence. I'm just kind of doing some, this is my desk, right? And they're like, I'm like, stop it. Stop it. Just talk. I don't need ASMR.
We don't like
between
ASMR.
each other.
And look, I get some of you watching this are really into ASMR. I respect that. I respect your desire to love it. I cannot stand it.
No.
So
it is.
But it's effective. I mean, we just were watching. I mean, I get there are trends and things that have impact. And we were just watching Grand Tour, and they were like talking about trying to like compete against each other to get like the most Instagram likes or to get the most subscribes on YouTube or views on YouTube. And James May won because he did an unboxing video, which is insanely popular on YouTube. The top earner on YouTube last year is a 7-year-old kid who unboxes toys.
Right.
So it works. It's a trend.
Toys sent to him, money sent to him, sponsorships. We're gonna start unboxing things.
We should start unboxing things. Yeah. If I get a drone for my birthday, which I really want one, I am totally unboxing that thing. Then I'm gonna go spy on everybody.
I'm pretty sure you're getting shoes for your birthday.
Oh my gosh, dude. So I do Google local guides, and we were walking on Larimer Street last night in downtown Denver.
Larimer Square.
World
famous Larimer Square.
Yes, and there's a shoe store that we went by, and they're custom shoes. They only make like 500 pairs of each kind of shoe, very artistic, and I was drooling. I had little drool coming out of my mouth. You were seeing some shoes you like too, but
I thought some of the shoes
it was pretty awesome.
all handmade, all leather. And
Are you going to give us some? You look like you're looking up some industry stats. I say.
Perhaps we're going to talk about. We were talking about box office, how Endgame is going to blow everything out of the water, everything like that, because tickets cost more money than they used to. So I have a feeling the biggest story of Endgame isn't going to be, as far as box office go, I think there's going to be some serious surprises. Everyone's going to be like, whoa, whatever. Or it's going to completely be a pile of crap. There's going to be no in between. Is that it's going to stay. It's 3 hours long,
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't want to deal with that. I'm going to go to a matinee show, and people are going to see it twice. Man, I had to go to the bathroom so bad. I missed a spot. I'm going to see it again, and then make sure I'm in that spot if I have to go to the bathroom.
That's legit. That's a legit reason.
So people are going to see it multiple times, for one. Two, I think it's just going to, the second weekend is going to drag out. It's going to be opening 2 weekends, really. Because maybe if it is that good, it will draw everybody back in. And it's so long, people can't see it twice in the same weekend. So I think we're going to have a little bit of drop off, but not a huge drop off for the second weekend. And I think we're going to see massive amounts of money in the middle of the week.
Yep, I concur.
Retirees, people that are like, don't have kids. I'm going to go on Tuesday when I don't have to worry about big crowds. Get off work early at 3, go to a 4 o'clock show, whatever it is. Save some money. But this week, Shazam was number 1. And you saw Shazam. I did not see Shazam.
You haven't seen it yet. I really do want you to see it.
I'll see it. I'll probably Redbox it. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Our cat was behind you and he yawned. I think he's kind of reflecting your attitude. I liked it.
At least he's not licking his butt this time.
Oh, dude. I know. That was like, he went right in front of the X-Wing there and was like, and here we are.
On camera. I'm going to start doing
It's like he knows when the video's rolling. He's like, this is my moment.
And I was like, Shrek? And he would have been like, you, I could be.
For you, I could be.
So $53 million.
For Shazam.
Good. Yeah. Pet Sematary, $25 million.
That's respectable for a redo
a horror movie
of a
that's
horror movie.
Limited on people. You're not going to take kids to see that movie at all. So that's a very limited audience.
And if you do, I judge you. Don't do that. Right. That's a really awful thing to take a kid to see. I don't care how mature you think they are. Come on.
That's not a kid's movie.
Come on.
But Dumbo is number 3. It went from 1 to 3, and it made $18 million this weekend.
It's not less. I kind of thought it might go lower. Is it family thing?
It's bigger than I thought, and it's made $200 million worldwide.
Well, we pointed out on our last broadcast, if you are a fan of Dumbo / Disney, you're probably going to dig it totally. And families, great. It's totally family friendly. If you're a Tim Burton fan, you're going to want to pass or want to see it and then be like, well, I'm not buying that one.
Okay, let's get the official UnpauseIt recommended age for seeing a movie. Is it 5, 7, somewhere in there?
Any movie, or what do you
like going to movie theater experience? How old was Willis when we saw Toy Story 3?
I think he was 6, and I'd say 6 is a decent
5
amount.
or 6, something like that. So 5 or 6.
Attention span, even if you are, like keeping them, going with your meeting out popcorn and Sprite and what have you. But it's got to be a movie appropriate to their age when they can retain their attention.
Yeah, we saw Pan's Labyrinth, and there was like a 7-year-old girl in Pan's Labyrinth.
And if you've seen Pan's Labyrinth, that is not the movie to take a 7-year-old to see. Or any child.
However, I think Dumbo, if we're going to say 5 or 6, whatever that bottom age is, that's who that movie's for.
True. Up
to about 12, 13 maybe.
Well, and let's face it, it's also a family movie in the respect that if your kid does start throwing a fit and you have to walk them out of the theater, you're not missing much.
No, you're not. You're not missing anything at all.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel hit $1 billion.
Nice. I think that's awesome.
I want some of that billion. So we're talking about somebody else's money.
I do believe I tweeted out. I'm like, for anyone who likes to, and there are people out there that do this. Women don't make anything. I'm like pretty sure a woman made over $1 billion things. So to put that in your pipe and smoke it. And look, I want to be clear. It's not just Brie Larson. Obviously, she was not by herself in that effort. But it's a big major accomplishment. I was redundant. It's a major accomplishment that her movie, a woman-led superhero movie. A female-led superhero movie achieved the $1 billion mark. It's pretty awesome.
And I got a sandwich out of it. No.
I'm like, when was that? You didn't tell me you got a sandwich.
Make sandwiches anyway.
Like, how did you get a sandwich? Was there a bet that I didn't
make me a sandwich as a meme?
Okay, Joey.
However, yeah.
Obscure reference.
Totally. We're going to rewind a few episodes. My complaint is not Brie Larson's acting is what the lines they gave her to say.
I know. You think the writing was...
I think the writers definitely...
You think that Deadpool
directed
would have said,
they directed and
that's
wrote
just
it.
lazy writing.
Kind of. I think they gave the better lines inadvertently maybe to Ben Mendelsohn and Nick Fury and also Photon, Maria Rambo.
I forgot to add a banner, and I'm going to do that right now. I wanted to... Yes, click.
That's ASMR typing.
Oh my God. Yeah, there. We're doing ASMR. We're not even intentionally doing it. So we were privy, and so were you, if you are a Nintendo anything, to a really good, I would say probably what was the best, and it was a long game, April Fool's Day joke, because...
Privy? Is that the right word? I think treated it to.
You were whatever. This is not a thesaurus time. But so Nintendo pulled I think a solid April Fool's Day joke.
Not Nintendo, it was IGN. Shout out to IGN. They did a Nintendo Direct spoof on April Fool's Day.
Well played.
And early in the morning, I was kind of blurry-eyed, hadn't had my 7th coffee of the day yet, so I was still kind of not awake. And it started opening up. I thought, oh, this is kind of cool, but I was skeptical because it was April 1st, right?
Sure. You have to
super skeptical, and it comes out and it opens up like a Nintendo Direct. They have a Japanese actor they got from, a casting call in LA. So he's speaking Japanese and they have someone translating it. And he was probably just translating what they wrote because they wrote all the stuff in English anyway and had to go back to Japanese. And they're talking about everything's coming to Switch. I'm like, what?
What do you mean everything?
And then it was Wind Waker and Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD and Ocarina of Time. And there was a couple of lines. I'm like, wait a minute. And then they started doing everything. They had one that was... Newman's erotic cupcake shop or something. They had
one feeding Darth Vader game, which I'm like, I kind of want to play that. It was really fun.
But you were kind of watching it when I showed you.
I was half
Mass
watching
Effect
it,
popped up.
and Mass Effect. I'm like, and then he told me I actually was under the belief from last night through this morning that was a real thing, and then he's like, no, dude, that was April Fool's. I'm like, oh, dang it, I'm so disappointed. So well played. You don't often see a really good April Fool's Day joke, and that was a good one.
Yeah, so talking about games for just a moment, because the kids aren't coming down. They were going to come down and talk about some of their games. But they're doing banjo lessons. Yeah, so if you hear some banjo and some stomping, they're doing some bluegrass and banjoing. We do have a Nintendo Switch. I love the Nintendo Switch. They're talking about a new Nintendo Switch is coming this year. One that may be priced lower, where the Joy-Cons don't come off and there's no rumble, but everything else would be maybe the same. And then one with a better screen, bigger battery, and maybe no rumble either, but like better Joy-Con, whatever. We'll see what's happening. However, I do love playing that video game system more than the Xbox One S and the PlayStation 4.
Yep.
Mostly because I can just play small little games.
You take it on flights with you. I mean, you can. You take it when you go, like, if you have to wait for a while to get the kids, you just take it. And it's nice because you have a whole console handheld.
Yeah. And this is not during the semester. Right now, I'm just doing nothing but reading. However, going back to that IGN April Fool's Day, how would you like to have the Mass Effect games on there to play on the road when you travel?
I would love to have Mass Effect anyway. And really, Mass Effect 2 is the best one, but the whole lineup is good. Andromeda. No,
Willis actually really likes it.
I know he really did like it. He's just different than me. But it's like you and I. We always buy each other games like, hey, you're going to love this. And then we like to play that game more than the person that received it did. Yeah.
So this started when I bought her a backpack for, cycling that was, waterproof, things like that. And I bought myself a
messenger
style. And I take it out a couple times. I'm like, I don't really like this one. And you're like, I don't really like this one. So we switched. I'm like, this is totally how it is. And she still has that one. I still have the other one.
Do.
And then I'm like, oh, man, you're totally going to love Uncharted.
Drake Uncharted, yes.
Yeah, one of the Uncharted games.
Yeah.
And maybe the first one. And then I'm like, Batman, my favorite superhero. We're going to do this. And it was like Arkham Knight or like the first Arkham series one.
That's right.
And I'm like, nah. And then I'm like, can't put down
Drake,
Uncharted.
And then I'm like playing Batman. I'm like, this is freaking cool. So now we just know we will always probably get each other games with best intentions, thinking the other person will like it, but it's probably going to get flip-flopped.
Yeah, pretty seriously weird. And for you guys to judge us.
The cat has things to say.
Well, hi, Scooter Bill. Billy Russo.
Scooter Billy Russo.
Scooter Billy Russo is his real official name now. We're going to watch for the first time tonight.
Into the Spider-Verse.
We haven't seen it.
We haven't seen it yet.
There's 24 hours in a day. and that's not enough.
That's right. We need more. So we're finally going to see it, which will be nice because I am flying out to Vegas tomorrow for a work trip, and then we're going to be doing this show next week and we'll talk about Spider-Verse then.
Right. And so the upload quality might not be as good. We'll have to see how the Wi-Fi is wherever we're at, or if we can plug into an Ethernet, whatever. But it may even just be an image with some audio.
We will figure it out.
We will be poolside, casino side, hot rod side. We'll be on the strip. We'll be somewhere doing some show from Las Vegas.
And without a cat meow in the background, I promise he's well fed. Yes. And also we'll know, so next week we can talk about Into the Spider-Verse, what we thought of it. Also, we'll know if we have our media passes for Denver Pop Culture Con 2019.
Yes. That looks pretty good. The beer selections, because Breckenridge Brewery, shout out to not going there because I don't like them.
They obviously are probably never going to advertise for them.
No. And if they say, we want to give you money, I'm like,
well, I'll drink the beer. He doesn't have to.
There's only like 2 that you like from them, the whole thing.
Well, I can make that work.
the names, they've sponsored with and partnered with
Denver Pop Culture Con, yes.
Which was Denver Comic Con in the past.
But they can't call themselves that now because the San Diego Comic Con is like, no, we will sue all of you. And it's like,
but they did sue, but they gave them time. It wasn't like you had to do it. I think last year was the last year they were able to do it.
It is, but Pop Culture Con is more appropriate because it's all of pop culture, including comics.
Yeah. And they usually have vehicles.
Yeah, they have artists.
Huge comic book section.
Jewelry,
live artists, things that are done on site. Lots of clothing that are not cosplay, just, you know, steampunk style, just custom clothes.
Totally.
However, do you have the names of the beer? It's a Maibach, and none of the names
were like good. They were so lame. It was like, oh my. It was like there was a it's not Endgame. It was
Maibach game or something.
No, they were trying to like play off of like grain, because that sounds like Endgame. It does not sound like it.
No.
So yeah, it was not nothing. I didn't want to vote. So you can still vote. I think voting's still open for picking your whatever. I'm probably not going to drink the beer, nor do I want to name it. I'll go across the street. We'll go to Stout Street Social and go get some actual beer. So Denver Pop Culture Con's coming up. And the last thing we wanted to talk about is that's all we were going to talk about. I think we're actually at the end. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Well, we did talk about the banner theory that Willis had.
We talked about that last week.
We talked about that last week. However, in that meantime, we've had that 1 minute look that announced the tickets were on sale. And Banner is saying in that
we're shorthanded.
So I was like, wait a minute. That's because he doesn't have the Hulk anymore. The Hulk has been dusted. That's his shorthandedness.
I don't think that's it. I think that's your theory. Now, granted, let's be clear. You were right about Thanos winning in Trinity War.
To be honest, that was an easy one.
Yes, and you were also right about them calling this last movie the Endgame. Though I was too, because I was like, well, they said Endgame so many times.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, we will see. I still am convinced that Quantum Realm is a huge part of it, and that I think Scott. Here's my theory. I think Scott now has the powers of Mrs. Pym. Because he's been in the Quantum Realm pretty decent.
How long has he been in the Quantum Realm?
We don't know.
Shout out to Paul Rudd. Happy birthday.
Happy 50th birthday, Paul.
He's halfway to 100.
You're like, you have Dick Van Dyke. No, who's the guy? Dick
Clark.
Dick Clark's. Well, Dick Van Dyke too. God, that guy can do a jig at 90 years old.
Yeah. He's 50 years old this week.
Paul Rudd, you look 50. You're 50 years old and you do not look 50 years old. Way to age, man. Bro. I saw a tweet. Someone said like, you might look in the mirror and think you're good looking, and then you learn Paul Rudd turned 50 today.
Yeah.
It's like, well, and that ship sailed. But yeah, so.
And last Endgame prediction for me is that the entirety of these trailers, because the first trailer had mostly flashback stuff with some voiceover and a couple of new things. Majority of the new footage, not the black and white reused footage, but the new footage is not in the movie.
Okay. No, they've done a good job with that. The trailers where you see things in the trailer that aren't actually manifested in the movie itself.
And there's the banjo. That's our
cue. That's like
our
little soft shoe off the stage. But thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here on YouTube. We're also everywhere you listen to podcasts, including iTunes. And again, if you have any ideas you'd like us to cover stuff, or if you are going to be at Denver Pop Culture Con, we'd love to talk to you if there's time to have an interview and stuff. And we're totally going to be there. And we still need to come up with our cosplay ideas.
This year with how busy we are, It just might be giant banana suits.
Or it might just be we'll go as this undercover superheroes again.
Yeah.
Now that everybody knows, we knew what it was.
That was we did.
Now
that
everybody's gonna be like,
Ant-Man
wait
and Wasp.
a second. Yeah, we were all on that. Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week from Las Vegas, baby. Bye.
Bye.